And I knew the script, and I knew it was ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center, via the feds, and I knew that they were reading, and whoever was loading their teleprompters was putting high-level government secret demonization information into the public through these mouthpieces. Not only did those neocons all go to the White House and admit they got marching orders, there they were. Do you understand, this is the key, that under Bush, they accelerated the Clinton-era demonization of patriots, of land rights activists, of anti-carbon tax activists, of anti-man-made global warming activists, of libertarians, of gun owners. They weren't spending any of their time, except for a few staged arrests of nutcases, with Muslims. They weren't spending their time on that. 90+% in all these reports was pointed at basically people that got portraits of John Wayne hanging in their living room. By the way, I got a lot of family actually has John Wayne hanging up in their living rooms. I go to my family in East Texas, almost every house has got pictures of John Wayne hanging up, and they're all former military veterans. That's the type of people I come from, okay? Well, you need to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. That's who the system doesn't like, because you're not going to go along with banking takeovers. You're not going to go along with face scanning to buy and sell. You're not going to go along with gun registration and confiscation. You're not going to go along with UN takeovers and NLE drills with foreign troops in America. This is all admitted. And so, of course I've had bad feelings about these neocons who went along with the banker bailouts. I've got them all on video promoting the banker bailouts 2 years ago, now saying they were against it. So, Glenn Beck does incredibly good things every day. He's the best of any of those guys. He talks about the socialists, the communitarians. He talks about Agenda 21. He talks about world government. He's getting better and better because you're forcing him. And this radio show is forcing him to go all the way. But he still stops short. He'll do shows about the communist groups and the people that are doing neighborhood organizing. And he'll tell you they're communist. But he doesn't tell you that the Carnegie and Ford and Rockefeller foundations fund it. He'll tell you about Mao and forced sterilization. He doesn't tell you public treaties with the U.S. under State Department Memorandum 200 to carry it out. And last night I was watching him, taking notes, and just watching him. I have an admission to make. I see the clips online, and I see things, and I get angry, I get upset, but I've always had a rule to not talk about other talk show hosts, unless it's in a positive light. I'm not here to fight with people. I'm here to wake up listeners. But when people are put there as leaders to control our movement, and when I know they speak out of both sides of their mouth, and I know their teleprompters are loaded with government scripts, because I've got the scripts from our sources, I know that they are putting a worm on the line to drop it down in front of you so it looks tasty, it looks good, and I actually feel dirty and bad because I haven't spent the time really researching these guys like I should, and all of my research only confirms in triplicate spades everything I'd already seen and heard and witnessed. And not just the look in these people's eyes or their mannerisms. I mean, just at a base level, I'm danger, Will Robinson, danger. It makes my gut churn. It makes me, sends a shiver up my spine. And I'm sitting there, and he has this beautiful, fancy chalkboard with images, basically, of the universe, like the planets, and back from Moses to the end, and they show the timeline of all the famous things in history that have happened, all the critical junctures. And I'm sitting there eating tacos with Rob at about 6:30 last night, because he taped it. We were watching the tape of it, the DVR of it. And we're taking notes, and I said, Rob, he's going to invoke Moses. The idea is he's Moses. Now we found they're saying that on all the shows. And at the end, he's going to write on the chalkboard that his 818 is as important as Moses. And that he is now basically Alex Jones, Oprah Winfrey, and cult leader rolled into one. That's what he's doing. And Rob's mouth just dropped when he said he's 818 and it's as big as Moses at the end. I mean, this is dangerous. because he's saying all the right things and doing all this, but literally taking over the true liberty movement that knows the answers, that understands the enemy. This is a guy who reads off teleprompters from government scripts. We've confirmed it. And now we've basically overthrown their paradigm. We've got people admitting world government's real. They can't deny it anymore. So they're coming in, playing the part of anti-establishment ahead of all of this, so that when they get back into power, they can control the situation. He isn't saying repeal the Patriot Act, targeting conservatives, libertarians, gun owners, returning veterans. It's all for you. He isn't saying stop these wars. He's saying torture's good. It's all this truly evil, immoral stuff rolled into everything we're doing. And I kept noticing all these big publications, Mother Jones, Media Matters, Newsweek, Time, New York Times, saying Glenn Beck was ripping me off. Texas Monthly. Anybody, I guess they were watching him, they knew. I'm going to admit, I wasn't watching, but maybe 1/100th. I'm busy. I'm reading government documents. I'm researching eugenics. I'm researching what's in the vaccines. I'm researching where gold's going to go. I'm looking at the economy. I'm trying to help my wife homeschool the children in the mornings. You know, I'm busy. And it's so physically evil, and my spirit cries out that danger Will Robinson, when I watch these people, it's painful that I haven't been watching it. Well, the last month or so, we've been really deep into this because I'm making a film about it, and it's worse than I could have even said, and more sophisticated. Now, I started researching Beck's websites just in the last 3 days. I started researching Dick Army and Freedom Works, and you know what I found? Glenn Beck wears a Gadsden flag shirt a lot of times on radio and TV under a sports jacket. Who started doing that 3 years ago? Me. Glenn Beck does all my mannerisms. He's an actor. He's an actor. He does that almost every episode. That's something, everything. We put this on the map in the last 15 years, promoting it and selling it. In the last 5, we put one free in every order. Citizen Rule Book about jury nullification, about the New World Order, about the left-right paradigm. That Dick Army, now on all of Beck's sites and his, put it up on screen, a screenshot, has put out a rule book. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I'd say 40% of what Glenn Beck does, I've really been analyzing him, is Alex Jones. Do you know how dirty I feel? I've been having nightmares about Glenn Beck, ladies and gentlemen. You know how dirty I feel knowing my essence and my reality and the truth I'm putting out? That I'm bona fide and real and reaching tens of millions of people, exploding, that they've created this twisted clone who's an actor and reads off a teleprompter. And I had 2 high-level Fox News people who are patriot on the inside told me, yeah, Beck doesn't want people on your show. He threatens them. He won't have them on if they go on yours. And he tries to work through networks to make sure stations don't pick you up. And he's got a team of at least 5 people. They are listening right now. No, and I want people to imitate. That's the most sincere form of flattery. I want people to use the information I'm putting out. But I don't want them taking it and making it a pro-torture, pro-war, pro-tyranny, pro-Patriot Act when that's all aimed at Americans. They sell you saying it's for foreigners. I have a responsibility to stand up and say, look, you are the devil's counterfeit. And I'm going to tell you right now, anybody that wears a skull and bones, belt like Schwarzenegger and Beck, I'm telling you, he's a devil.